Hello there. Yes, first things first, sincere apologies for anyone, as I've got a few loyal subscribers. I lost one or two, and I'm not surprised, so sincere apologies for not being around for a few months, it seems. I broke myself trying to edit that mess around video when we went online on the server, Hypixel, and yeah, it took me about 2 weeks to edit that, believe it or not. Had about 40 minutes of footage and narrowed it down by about half, and lots of chopping and messing around and having to re-upload things and all the rest of it. So yeah, it kind of broke me a little bit doing that. But by the by, I guess you suffer for your art, if it can be called such. But yeah, joining me here on top of this well, I don't know, isolated section of rampart that you might have seen being built as a somewhat wayward tutorial in the previous couple of vids, earlier uploads. But yeah, I mean, you can probably see not a great deal has happened since then. I've taken a bit of a step back, I suppose, from Minecraft as a whole and building as a general thing. Been off on doing other things, losing my job amongst other things, so that's not good either. So it's going to be taking up a little bit of time doing some job hunting, but hoping to secure something that will give a little bit more free time, so Nicola and I can indulge in a little bit of recording, make a few vids for people. But yeah, one or two things I did. I was in anticipation of the 1.10.2 update of which mod is it now? Carpenter's Blocks, which has quite been a popular mod for a very long time. I basically chopped the bridge about a little bit, and I was thinking I might be able to use some of the collapsible blocks available in that mod to make a rather nicer double arch, using a sort of a wider span of archway. But it's proving quite difficult keeping up with the update process, but it's porting it to 1.10.2 from 1.7.10, I think. Yeah, the mod creator and sort of people that are helping him out are having quite a bit of trouble with that. So that's kind of what's happened to the bridge. It's hopefully going to turn out as a two-arch job, and that is why it's looking a little bit sorry for itself at the minute. Not much else has happened. I have done a bit of work up here. Yes, that's right. We're going back up here very slowly. Very best on it. Right. Okay, hang on. We'll zoom on over. I was a little bit unhappy with the outer defences of the castle and stuff. I was still overlooked a little bit on this side, but here I've been making some alterations and building outward somewhat. So moving out. What I was unhappy with was there aren't you up here on this big old beetling sort of mountain thing. Yeah, I'm back with the sort up, baby. Anyway, yeah, you're stuck up here. You're not really going to walk up here, are you? Surely, you're quite local to the village, but it's a bit of a trek to get up here. So I thought people would be wanting to use horses, and there weren't any stables or space for any stables. So that's kind of where this is going. Bit of an ancillary courtyard for, well, stables, forges, maybe a barn, something like that. Then obviously helps to flank the main defensive enclosure as well. It's a little bit tougher getting in. I'm not too happy with it, but I've been working on a pedestrian access up the cliff as well, which comes, I can see there, the approach from the village. Somebody's texting me, go away, I don't like people. No, I'm not joking. I'm a bit antisocial though. That's how you get things like this done, I guess, isn't it? But anyway, yeah, so I've got these steps. I'm not too happy. I think they could be a little bit more organic, perhaps. But you kind of stuck with right angles, aren't you, to a certain degree? Minecraft, yeah, you can make the sort of zigzag diagonals and things. But so I was hoping for maybe a few suggestions to the mod creator of the Carpenter's Blocks mod, perhaps to be able to use the collapsible block in more varied formats to allow for some more diagonal possibilities. There's more saga yet to unfold. I'm going to waffle at you for a few minutes, but I'll just take a little tour. You can see the steps go up here. Gonna have a drawbridge there. Can't get through the doorway, falling down the thing. Well, we can tell that's a decent obstacle anyway, because I can't get through the damn thing. Right, okay. So we've got some steps. Yeah. And here we are, out on the courtyard level. We're going to have a defensive tower, sort of there-ish. Quite substantial, overlooking the plummeting void below. And that's for sort of, you know, gatehouse arrangements there. Nice double access and ting. Outer gate. I've got a diagonal wall thing coming off here. Not sure. That's where ooh, have I just crashed? Yeah, it's just lagging. Thanks for that, you poo eagle. Right, okay. Yeah, well, you can see here anyway. There's something else. I stuck a derrick. A derrick, he says. Yeah, I've put a crane on. A bit of hoist supplies up. Save people dragging stuff up here. And to support this part of the castle, I've added... I've forgotten what the controls are. It's been so long since I've played. Yeah, I whacked a little overhang out on the rock there. I don't know. Honestly, I did spend hours trying to make that look right, and it's still not perfect, to be honest. Basically, you can hoist supplies from that platform area, this side of the bridge there, and they come up, and the derrick or crane can swing round. Show you some details, yo. You loving that? Are you loving it? Of course you're loving it. Lots of chisels and bits stuff in here. So yeah, okay, it's not perfect, but you can imagine perhaps the chain would sort of go along the top of the beam. You're not going to be able to see up there. And then attached to that thing there, it's not, you know, it's not sort of really well engineered for realism, but it's close enough. Got a little parapet on this side of the bridge now, seeing as it's part of the defensive enclosure, essentially. So it's less of a passive piece of the building and more of a defensive piece of architecture now. You can see over that side, kind of thinned out these parapets and stuff. Yes. And let's have a look. Yeah, I've been having a few problems. I'm not sure what mod it was that I've got, but no, I had a bit of an issue with texture packs, so I think it might be something to do with Architecture Craft. So you can see part of the problem. It was ruining everything else, essentially, and all the stone was coming out as just stone and things. I can't even remember what caused it now, but it was a bit of a headache, and eventually I overcame it. But the saw bench, the architect's saw bench from Architecture Craft, is not particularly looking too pleased for itself, basically. But hey, you know, it's a functional item. It's not really decorative, so it still works, I think. Yeah. So that's all good. Roll on through, and now we've got a bit more space here in front of the inner gate, and that is to accommodate a kind of cart shed thing and a stable thing with a hayloft above it, like so. And you see the derrick, keep calling it that, the crane, yo. It can swing stuff over and into this outer yard. So it saves on manpower dragging big heavy ass stuff all the way up this mountain. You can pretty much just access the village supply chain via a crane. I'm a poet, and I didn't think so. Anyway, yeah, so there we go. We're up here now. You can see got to swing a big old hay bale over or something and drag it in through here off the crane or something, perhaps, maybe. And that's that. So yeah, that's pretty much it for stuff that I did before I stopped playing. But I kind of got waylaid. What I was basically trying to do, this whole bit here, caused the issue, because I decided I was going to try and make my own mod and have diagonal vertical slabs, which would have had to be sort of two-piece elements to make, basically, to be able to make diagonal battlements and parapets and all the rest of it. And I kind of got really way down, and I got I'll see if I can find a screenshot of it somewhere to whack in the vid, but I got so far as making an item using tutorials and stuff. So I made the holy hand grenade of Antioch, from Monty Python's Holy Grail, with the you got an Eclipse thing, an Eclipse workspace set up and all that palaver, and use some of the tutorials that you can find on YouTube. But when it came to getting a block in there, I just basically don't understand Java coding. It's all well and good sort of copying and pasting pretty much what other people have done, but unless you know the fundamentals of it, it's a no-go. But yeah, that was a non-starter. So I'm a bit sort of stuck. I was hoping for some diagonals. And then just last off, basically, more recently, Conquest has come out with this Ardcraft merge. You might have seen Ardcraft. It's a server that's recreating Lord of the Rings, at least one of the realms of Lord of the Rings. Very impressive stuff. And they used the Conquest Reforged mod and adapted it to their own sort of purposes. And Conquest Reforged and Ardcraft have since merged, and it's a very impressive result. There's a great sort of GUI interface that they've added and stuff. But if you check out, say, Duconred One's channel, he's got plenty of information on it, and very informative fellow, very good builder as well, if I do say so myself. But yeah, go and check out his YouTube channel. But if you want more information, unfortunately, I tried to get the new update of Conquest with all the new goods and chattels and 6,000 blocks. 6,000 blocks? Oh yes, that would have been nice. But unfortunately, it won't run on this with all these other mods that I've got going. So I'm kind of shot myself in the foot there. So I'm stuck with this older version of Conquest. So that's a shame, basically. But yeah, I mean, you know, that's what's the perils and pitfalls of modding, I guess. But anywho, that's kind of where we're at. Night is falling, but it's just an update. And once again, sorry for not really being a very active YouTuber, but it's not really my. I'm not a natural, let's face it. It's not really my vocation. So, anywho, I shall have to say farewell for the mo. But I'll see if I can get something done. I'll get back into it. I've got to fix my car. I got some badass stuff to go on it, so yeah, got some cool mods going on there. I might stick a bit up of that yet, who knows. But in the meantime, I shall wish you well, and I'll try and make a couple of vids here and there, and you know, show you what I've been up to if I do get up to anything. So, all the best, yo. See you laters.